Oi, ni ya nani manze?
Ni Dante na zimeshika.
Dante hizo. Dante ameweza.
Ni strong kuliko Jose.
Dante inashika sana. Shit. Wase mngojangi tu. Tuwapeleka na rada na shada ingine ikitokea. Well good and then tutavuta ingine. Very soon tutasmoke tu kitu ingine niko sure. Bila sana.
Welcome back to the channel. This is Music Mojo. Subscribe if you're new. So today we're going to be looking at the Kenyan rapper who allegedly has 16 hats under his belt. So lately, Instagram Live has become a platform where gangsters go and confess to their crimes during the night, midnight, 10 p.m. to like 3 a.m. They go on live, they argue with each other, they diss each other, they play diss songs that they've recorded against each other, gang members, and they just go all out. They're turning social media into a war zone. This epidemic started in Chicago, in America, but it has spread all over the world. There's Italian drill, there's Mexican drill, there's European drill, Australian drill, and now African drill has finally reached to the point where rappers are committing crimes, huge crimes, first-degree M-word crimes, and going on live and bragging about it, dissing their ops, doing all those things that they think are cool from the Chicago gangsters. Now today we're going to be looking at one such case. We're going to be look at a guy named Tratic Music. The guy is a rapper. He claims to be a rapper, but in real life he's a killer masquerading as a rapper. Now, I used to say that the fake gangster epidemic is bad for the environment, for the culture, the fake gangsters pretending to be killers, but one thing I've noticed is that it's 10 times better to have a fake gangster pretending to have a rapper pretending to be a gangster than to have a real gangster pretending to be a rapper. Because these real gangsters, they commit real crimes. They're polluting our youth, our environment, and all that shit, man. So anyway, today we're going to take a brief look at this guy, and I'm just gonna show you what it is, the information that I've been able to gather about this guy throughout the months. I've been teasing this video for months, but I didn't know whether to make it a documentary type or just a video where I go on a rant about this dude. And I've decided to make it kind of both. So yeah, the nigga name is Tratic. He appears to have born in around 2000, 2002, 2004, somewhere around there, because he's a young dude. He's a YN. Now this dude, he grew up in South B. As far as I've been able to tell, he was born on the same day as Tupac, June 16th. How did I know that? I saw on his Instagram a picture from last year where niggas were wishing him happy birthday, his friends, and it was on the same day as Tupac. Now this guy, he was born in South B, not in the suburbs of South B, but in the streets of South B. As a teenager, he belonged to a gang called Compton Gang in South B, with a guy who's now a famous DJ called DJ Owichi. But back then, that DJ Owichi was a gangster. Together with him, together with the well-known Unaliver, YouTube is not gonna let me say killer many times, so I'm gonna say a well-known Unaliver known as Budo. Budo was a gang member. He was actually the gang leader of Compton Gang in South B. They were out here committing robberies, grand theft, and breakings, and just selling shit in the black market for an extra buck. Now, things were going well with this gang until they started having rivalries with other gangs and the police got involved. So they were dismantled and forced to get out of South B and look for greener pastures elsewhere. So that's how the gang died. It was a small gang compared to the other gangs in South B, but yeah, they remained tight. And that's where this nigga, Tratic, he moved to Umoja. And here he attended a high school called the Army School. Now in this school, the Army School, ARMIE, this nigga was caught in some drama whereby one day he was robbed by his classmates from the school, from the Army School. He was robbed, they took his watch, they took his phone, and the guy went back all the way to South B, found DJ Owichi, found Budo, and there was another lady who was part of the gang called Wambo. They called Wambo, and Wambo called backup for him, so to say. People, if anybody in the comments went to Army School, you can confirm this story in the comments below, because it was a really, really big deal. It was around 2017, 16, I'm not really sure. So this guy, he calls backup. They go back to school. So one student walks into the school with 7 gang members following him. I don't know what the security in the school were doing, but this is how the story goes. This is what I heard. The nigga walks in that school, 7 gang members with him. He walks into class, he starts a fight, just a random fight, just punching niggas, and the gang members, they all join in. Now one of them kids runs away to the principal's office, and the principal, he's tensed, man. He's never seen anything like this. Like, what the fuck? It reaches a point where the cops have to be called. When the cops pull up, this nigga and his gang members, they didn't know the cops were being called. They just wanted to school them niggas and take as many phones as possible to get some get back. But the police come in. All hell breaks loose. People are fighting left and right. Principal is trying to make peace, trying to get everybody to calm down. People are just stealing everything, and it's a ruckus. In the end, he got charged. As a student, he got charged together with 2 of his fellow gang members, DJ Owichi and Budo. The others were able to make an escape. And that's how I know the names of DJ Owichi and Budo, because they were charged. And I don't know how it went from there, but for Owichi and Budo, but for Tratic, he served time in a juvenile facility. He went to an approved school and finished high school in an approved school. So by the time he was back on the streets, he was a hardened gangster. And this is where his crimes start to get a little more dangerous. They start moving from burglary to robbery with violence, from assault to full-on first degree M. First degree M, you know what I mean by M. I can't say the full word because YouTube, man, YouTube, that's a story for another day. So anyway, this dude, he starts committing first degree M, and slowly by slowly, he's building a reputation. By 2019, Gengeton has taken over. The streets are hot. Police are looking for him. Enemies are looking for him. Like, the nigga amechoma, acha tu tuseme hivyo, the nigga amechoma is too. So what does he do? He decides to be a rapper. Luckily for him, he has friends who are rappers, who are in the industry, G-Rock music. If you don't know G-Rock music, I'm sure most of you know G-Rock music. The guys who made Matako. You know that song, man. I know you know it. If you don't know it, go to school, nigga. So anyway, he becomes friends with these dudes, and he starts making music. He starts making songs. He's not a rapper. He's a singer. Okay, not necessarily a singer, more like Future, Travis Scott type. Yeah, and he makes music, and for a while it looks like he's escaped the streets. On the next chapter, we're going to be talking about his music before we go back to his crimes. So yeah, let's talk about the nigga's music. Now, looking at this nigga music, it's not like most gangster rappers. Like, this nigga, he doesn't sing about violence, he doesn't rap about guns and all that shit. Just regular lyrics, have fun, party lyrics, little drugs here and there, but just all in all, no violence. Not too much extreme violence. Like, listening to this dude, you would never, ever, ever even assume that he is in the streets. And that's a good thing if you ask me. Looking at his lyrics, because I'm still a music reviewer, I'm gonna check the nigga lyrics. The nigga has something. I don't know why he doesn't stick to music full on and just leave the streets alone, because he has potential. He has this new wave, this Travis Scott auto-tune-esque future kind of wave that I haven't seen much in Kenya, and I think he has potential. He's been releasing music. He has one album. I listen to that album, every song. It's called Chocolate Invasion. And as much as I didn't want to enjoy the album, I'm not gonna lie, I really enjoyed the album. Oh my god, I didn't want to market his music on this video. But yeah, it's already there. And also, the music doesn't have any gang shit, so I kinda don't feel that bad talking about the music. So yeah, he was an artist. He's still an artist. His latest song that I've seen was dropped in 2024 actually. So the guy is still active as a rapper, and he's still featuring G-Rock music. They've featured a lot. He's done a lot of songs with them. I don't know if he's a part of G-Rock music or if he's an associate. I don't really know. I can't tell. But yeah, so the guy is a rapper. He has a full-on established rap career. He has successful songs. There's this song called Kata 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 Usiogope Kata. The song has like 100,000 views. And there's also Mtaro. Mtaro has like 400,000 views, 300,000 views. Like, the guy is in a few successful songs. It's not like he's just some flop. Like, he has seen success in the music industry. It's not just some rapper with no name. But do rappers leave the streets and they start seeing success in the music industry? Okay, not rappers, but street dudes who are cosplaying as rappers. Do they actually leave the streets? Of course not.
Hey.
So this nigga was still in the streets during this successful time of his career. And yeah, now let's go to the next chapter. We'll be looking at his crime.
Jose patilishe Jose hapo manze. My niggas. Jose. Yeah.
Adante.
It's time to go. Tumeenda mara mbili manze. Dante.
So this is a very, very, very weird case, because homeboy here is reported to have like 16 bodies. That's what he says. If you go to his IG lives, the nigga is always talking about, oh, he has 16 bodies, oh, he's smoking and so and so, and he mentions so many names. Good thing is, I was able to get some of these names. It was a little hard at first because he just uses their street names, and it's not that easy. Not every nigga in the streets in Kenya is on the internet, so had to take a little bit extra searching. But I was able to find a few cases where this nigga implicated himself, and I was able to go online and confirm that these crimes that he's talking about actually happened, and he's actually the main suspect in most of these bank robberies and murders. Like, this nigga is really on the streets doing some crazy shit. So where do we start? In 2025, that's this year, on March, an 18-year-old boy named Clinton Otieno was stabbed to death during a robbery in Kayole's Mudaiga dump site area. He was attacked by two men while resisting a robbery. He sustained head and chest injuries, and he lost his life. in the hospital. That story is on the Star. Now, Tragic on March 2025, in his live videos, the nigga was always talking about, we smoke clean tea. Smoke clean tea. Clean tea was his number 16. That's what he used to say. He used to say 15, but now clean tea made him number 16. And go see the name Clinton Otieno. The nigga's name Clinton Clean Tea. Plus, this nigga is a gang member and he walks around with dudes and he stabs niggas. So it's not really that hard to put 1 plus 1 together. Another case is of a woman, a gangster. If I say a woman, niggas won't understand, but she's a gangster. Her name was Claire Njoki Kobia. She was shot dead by cops in Kayole. Now, that's what the story says. But this nigga insists that he was the one who blicked her. He insists that he was the one who fired at her. And he regularly smokes her because she's associated with Portmore gang, and I think this Tragic dude is beefing with Portmore gang. Yeah, because he even dissed them in one of his songs. He dissed Portmore, so yeah. Another incident. Now this one really sent chills down my spine. There's a dude named Joseph and Daniel Kibui something, and Joseph Masharia. I'll put the names there because I found the full article and the full story describing a guy with dreadlocks emptying out a clip on them, a Beretta. Okay, Joseph and Daniel were 2 gang members, OG gang members, like they were respected, but they had messed up and there was a bounty on their head. And guess who the hell took this bounty? You guessed it, none other than our masked dreadlocks rapping assassin, Tragic himself. He took the contract, he ran up on Jose and Dante, and he iced them. Now, according to Tragic himself, this one was really personal because Jose and Dante had robbed him once, and they used their status in the gang over it, like, yeah, we robbed you, you can't get back on us because we are higher than you in the hierarchy of the gang. The gang, I think, was Gaza, because, yeah, this Tragic dude, by the way, is a former Gaza member. I forgot to say that he's a former member of Gaza. So, yeah, Jose and Dante were flexing this shit over him. But guess what? So when the chance finally came, the nigga took the opportunity. He slid on them. He emptied a Beretta clip on both of them. How do I know he emptied a Beretta clip? The nigga was with the Glock on live talking about it. The nigga is always on live. I'll show you a clip with 2 blunts, 2 marijuana joints, talking about his smoking on Jose and Dante almost every day. Those are his 2 most favorite smoked ops. And I see the attachment. I see the passionate attachment. Now there's another nigga called AD, also known as Yutman Mgaza wa Dando. Yutman Mgaza wa Dando. This nigga, he was iced by Tragic because he was a member of the Gaza. He was also a member of Gaza from Dandora. But the nigga got into a beef with Tragic. I don't understand why people from the same gang are icing each other, are beefing with each other. That's not how we see. In Chicago, it's usually people from this gang beefing with niggas from the other gang, and they go and slide on each other. But this time it was different. This time, here in Kenya, I mean, it's different. People from one gang, they might beef, and egos are high, and before you know it, one guy is sliding on the other guy. It takes away his life, and the next morning he's on Instagram live bragging about it. Oh, we're smoking that 80, we're smoking that 80. Niggas were laughing when I was saying smoking that Joro Pack. You see what's happening. I didn't mean to laugh, man. It's sounding like I'm desensitized from this shit, but I've been researching this shit for a really, really long time, to an extent where I'm just awed by this story. Nicodemus Mbuvi Munyasa, 38 years old, he was shot in Donholm Estate. This is another icing that Tratic seems to claim in his many Instagram live videos. Nico, he smoked on Nico before, and he's said that Nico is the oldest person that he's ever iced, and Nico is only 38 years old. So yeah, and apparently he robbed him. Nico had a lot of money on his wallet at the time of recording, and yeah, that's just sad. I don't even want to talk about it. Tratic also claims to have taken the lives of two cops, two police officers. One, he says he shot him in Jiru Market. And guess what? According to the African Crime and Conflict Journal and also Nation Africa, a police officer was indeed shot in Jiru Market at the time this Tratic guy alleges. There was a gang amnesty event. And the police were attending. I don't know how, but this is what the article says. And the event was targeted by the Gaza gang. No shooters were identified, but go to Instagram Live, you'll find this nigga taking credit of all this shit. Now, another one that I feel is very, very, very personal to this dude, or at least, is a certain bank robbery where two people lost their lives and one lost his freedom. So yeah, this Tratic and a fellow gang member from Umoja called Bazoo, they were on a bank robbery. How do I know it was him? Well, just follow the story, you'll see. They were on a bank robbery. They were caught by CCTV cameras. One of the assailants, they were all masked up, but one of the assailants had a red sweater and was carrying an AK-47. Now, who the hell goes to rob a bank with a red sweater? Look for black clothes that are ambiguous, clothes that you can hide in. Anyway, I'm not giving tips to criminals and gang members, but... So yeah, the guys were caught on CCTV, two of them, Tratic and Bazenga. And now, this Tratic dude, he goes on Instagram Live, fully unaware that he was caught on CCTV earlier today, committing a robbery. He goes on Instagram Live, or was it TikTok Live? I'm not really sure. You'll see on the image. I have the images. And he was bragging about hitting a lick today, with words of cash on the screen, flexing them, counting them, and all that shit. But this time he was not gonna get away with it. Well, actually he kinda did, because Bazoo was arrested. I don't know how they found Bazoo, but for some reason, I don't know if it's fingerprints or what, but Bazoo was discovered by the cops and he was arrested and charged with this bank robbery and the loss of lives of these two niggas. Now, in the street, people are saying Bazoo is in prison now, because this shit, by the way, it happened in 2019, and Bazoo has not been seen in the street since 2019, since he got arrested. But I was able to find that Bazoo's dad is a cop, and the nigga was freed, and he's hiding out somewhere in Kenya. He's still in Kenya. The nigga is posting online regularly, but he's in Kenya. Bazoo is a Mbogi Genji gang member, by the way. I had to bring that out. He's Mbogi Genji. Like, you look at most of his pictures that I've seen, the nigga is throwing up the double fist, you sign Mbogi Genji. So he's a gang member, certified gang member. So yeah, these two committed bank robbery. Two people lost their lives. Bazoo is now on the run, and Tratic is just out here living his life as usual. Now, there is another attack for a guy named Thomas Nzioka, who is also alleged to have been whacked by the cops. But what I'm hearing is He was one of the sort of gang leaders in Gaza, and his death was part of a power struggle. Like, somebody inside the gang took him out. And if you don't know by this point, Tratic is a well-known hitter for the Gaza gang members. Like, the people in the gang know this nigga is crazy, so if they want somebody to take somebody out, they're like, hey, Tratic. He's a Beretta, he's a pistol, he's your micro Drake. Go wipe out some enemies. His favorite gun is the Beretta pistol. He waves it around. You see it on his Instagram. He has another friend named Jeffrey. Jeffrey poses with guns a lot. He has a Smith & Wesson pistol. There's a photo of Jeffrey and Bazoo where Bazoo is holding the Smith & Wesson. Like, these niggas have a lot of guns and they're not afraid to put it on Instagram. So yeah, those are just some of the crimes that I was able to pin on Tratic based on his self-snitching activities online and based on the articles that have been posted online about this case, about this dude, about his going-ons in the streets. Now, let's finalize this video. What do you learn from this shit, man? Let's not crash out. If you wanna be a rapper, I said it in the gangster video, be a rapper, stay rapping, stay in the streets. Don't be these crazy YN crash outs that don't seem to see the value in life, losing their lives left and right. Today I've spoken a lot of English on the video, and that's because this is one of those videos that I wanted it to be a documentary type, but I also wanted to give my comments throughout the video, and I hope it reaches a wide audience, not just my regular audience, who, by the way, shout out to you guys, man. You guys are some real niggas. But yeah, I hope this video goes out there, and I hope to spread this story, educate and inform people. Do I want this dude to be arrested? To be honest, the fact that he's a rapper makes me sort of root for him, and I know that sounds messed up because of the families of all those people that are dead, but if he can leave the streets alone, get into rap, leave all that shit behind, just focus on rap, he can have a career, he can make good money, clean money, and yeah, we can change the society. He can be a speaker and change the youth that are in gangs and all that shit. That's another thing that I've also noticed. The people that are really doing the crimes, they're not rapping about it. The ones that are rapping about it, they're not really doing the crimes. But you know what they have in common, all of them? They go on Instagram Live and they self-snitch. Self-snitching is gonna be the downfall of this guy, if I ask you. So anyway, this shit, it's all messed up. By the way, there's another case that I mentioned. Did I mention Claire Njoki Kobia, also known as Claire Adivibes? These names, oh my god, these names. But yeah, that's what happened. Oh, and another guy named Mwaniki, also known as Mwani Sparta, is also another guy that, from what I've found, according to Nairobi News article, he seemed to have been one of Tratic victims. He was another gang leader, and he was sliding for Claire. Yeah, he was sliding for Claire, but things didn't go as he had planned, and he was taken out. Yeah, so yeah, this is very sad. These stories are on the internet. You can go and read about them more. But yeah, let's try and separate hip-hop from gang activity, from streets. And yeah, by the way, there's another member of GTA the rappers from Githurai, that is involved in some gang shit, some hardcore gang shit. I'll make a video about him too. He's called THC. You niggas should look out for THC, a member of GTA, former member, because Natty kicked him out of the group. But yeah, Music Mojo Jojo out.